Mark and Paulette here, the two travelers in Mexico, and
Mark with his new haircut.
new haircut.
Me with my new haircut.
Yeah.
Actually, you guys, I got about 4 inches chopped off. It wasn't this short in the front, so just letting you know. His haircut, $11 with the tip. My haircut, $8 with the tip.
Yeah. So
Let's get that out of the way.
Pretty good deal here. What we're going to talk about today is our recent experiences shopping here in San Luis Potosi.
Yes.
We went to Home Depot yesterday and discovered in the parking lot you could only park every other space, like there's social distancing vehicles for some
Between
reason.
cars, they had
Yeah.
bricks every other parking spot, and you could not park there.
Yeah.
And I got really upset, and I said, these are cars, these aren't even people.
Yeah. And then, but they let us go in shopping together, so that didn't stop us. We went to Walmart today
Yeah.
and with Jim and Karen, and they stopped us and said only one family member could go in at a time. However, we did see several Mexican families go in, and they weren't separating them, or they weren't warning them that they could, only one family member at a time, but they were separating out before they got in line. And so it would have been hard for them to tell, if they were family members or not.
But you can see when they went in that they were together.
Right.
They were walking together. And there was
So-
all kinds of security people, watching
Yeah.
people,
So basically we all were able to go in, but we had to separate out. First, I think Karen went in, and then Paulette and Jim, and then myself. But, we let a couple of minutes pass between each person going in. And so, I think stores and businesses are starting to take this thing seriously. But we went to the mall, and other than the normal, take your temperature,
wear your mask inside,
wear a mask,
hand sanitizer.
they weren't stopping anybody, any families, as many people could go in as wanted. And then the other day when we were at Harding to Keys, there were people all over the place,
Oh my gosh.
which I'll show you in this video, skateboarding families.
Walking their dogs, kids riding these little motor cars that they rent in the park by a vendor. And some people had their masks on. So.
Oh, this is Harding to Keys on a Wednesday night. Bunch of kids running around with their motorized cars. See a lot of people in the park here.
So.
Right. But for the businesses, there seems to be no rhyme or reason. It's not uniform what they're doing across the border. It's just, some businesses are allowing only one family member in at a time. Some are, like in Home Depot's case, I can't speak right now. Socially distancing vehicles. But I guess that's maybe because two cars don't pull into, parking spots that are next to each other at the same time. And
What are the chances of that happening?
the difficulty is that you go to different businesses and it's a different standard for each business. As far as only one family member can go in at a time, or like what Costco's done in the past, where if you're over 60, you can't shop after 1 o'clock. You have to shop between 10 and 1. However, if you go between 10 and 1, the store's just as packed because they let everybody in.
Everybody is in there at the same time.
Yeah.
So, logically, it makes no sense. Because if they're going to say that seniors can only shop between 10 and 1, then it should be seniors that are shopping between 10 and 1. But I don't know what it's like in the United States because I'm not living there. But here, it's seniors can shop between 10 and 1, and so can everybody else under the sun.
Which means that between 10 and 1, the Costco is just that much busier because everybody over 60 is now trying to shop in that 3-hour window instead of, the 9 or 10 or 12 hours, or how many ever hours Costco is open in a day.
Yeah. Now I know a lot of you are. Okay.
All right.
Another thing that we're going to talk about that we mentioned once before is the roundabouts. There can be 2 lanes and there can be 3 lanes. And for those of you that are familiar with roundabouts, you go around it, you get off where you need to get off, and usually you're in the very far right-hand lane when you need to get off. But here in Mexico, it's done quite differently.
Yeah.
The inner lane will completely go over 2 lanes and cut the car in the middle off, cut the car on the end off, on the right lane off to exit. And that just drives me bonkers.
Yeah, and motorcycles do it as well, and they're probably even more aggressive than the cars.
Yeah.
Because they will be in the inner lane and basically just make a right-hand turn right in front of you.
Right.
And expect you to get on the brakes to let them go.
Right.
And
I think these
hopefully-
motorcycles like have a death wish or something. I mean, it's just crazy, and we've mentioned before, you will get a motorcycle passing you on the right, you will get a motorcycle passing you on the left. It doesn't matter. You'll get 2 passing you on each side.
They'll pass you on the shoulder of the road. Everywhere there's a space for them to pass, they'll do it. They'll go into a bike lane to pass you. It's driving in Mexico is an adventure for sure.
It's definitely an adventure, and it's not for the weak-hearted drivers. You really got to be aware of everything. You got to be looking in front of you, especially around a roundabout, to make sure that people aren't going to cut you off to exit. You got to be watching the ground because of the topes. A lot of the topes aren't even marked. And then, so you're watching what's going on here, that people aren't crossing. Cars aren't cutting in front of you. The big potholes, you got to watch out for those potholes too. You got to try to be aware of those topes where they are, because many are not marked whatsoever.
Right.
And then the roads are also unlevel,
And especially if you drive at night, and at least during the day, sometimes you can tell there's a difference in the pavement where the tope is, even though they're all still made from asphalt, but you can see it rise up.
Right.
However, at night, sometimes you don't see it till you're right on it.
Yeah, and it's harder at night, of course, right? Because you got to be careful that somebody's not crossing the street, darting out. A motorcycle isn't passing you. That there's a tope that you don't want to miss, and a pothole, uneven, driving. A lot of pavers here where we're at, a lot of paved streets. And I tell you what, some of those cars, oh my gosh, they pass me up. I go probably about 15 miles, maybe, I don't even think 20 on those paving, because you've got, like those sinkholes, you've got a pothole, you've got topes, you've got it all going on. And those pavers, I would think that it is not good on your shocks.
On your suspension or shock absorber or something like an older
but
car.
I tell you what, these cars will just zoom right by me, pass me up, cut me off, stuff like that. So we're not, I know it sounds like we're complaining. We're not complaining. We're just telling you how it's different, I think, than the United States, the driving here. You have to take all that stuff into account when you're driving. Watch in front of you, watch what's going across you, watch that motorcycles aren't cutting you off, watch that somebody's not in the right lane, cutting in front of you to turn.
Like you said, we're not complaining in any way. We are just bringing up differences between Mexico driving and driving in the United States. So for those of you that plan to drive into Mexico and have never done it before, we're just trying to give you a heads up on some of the stuff that we notice.
Right, right. And I mean, you know, on the other end, there's some really good, nice, courtesy drivers out there, courteous drivers, I mean, that are out there that, you know, you ask them, like today, I needed to get over, I made this turn, and there's 2 lanes that'll be turning left, and then the far right lane. And if you can't get into the other ones because they're full, you have no choice but to get into the far right lane. Now you've got to make that next left-hand turn. Sometimes you're not able to get in. Sometimes
Right.
people won't let you in. But today there was a car next to me, and I asked them, "Hey, can I get over?" And they were like, "Yeah, you can." And then we were driving on the street, and there was a lot of traffic because they were doing some road work. And a nice motorcycle driver stopped to let us go ahead and go because we would have been there probably forever.
Yeah.
You know, so there is a lot of really nice drivers here too. But there is also a lot of aggressive drivers, just like there's aggressive drivers in the United States. But I have driven in the UK around roundabouts, and I have never seen it where people are in the inner lane and they cross over. What I have seen and what I'm familiar with is when you're needing to get off, if you can't get off, then go around the roundabout again and work your way to the edge. But I've never seen driving in the UK where people come in from that inner all the way across. I've just never seen that. It's crazy. And then, you know, you're going around the roundabout, so you got the new people that are coming on, you know, around the roundabout, making their way onto it. You got to really be careful of a lot of those drivers too. You know, some of them will just go. They see you coming, but they'll just go anyhow.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, driving in Mexico is not for the faint of heart driver. You know, you just gotta, I don't know, what's the word? You just gotta be, I don't know, vigilant and watch, I guess, everywhere. You have to have eyes, like, you know, how moms used to say, "Oh, I have eyes on the back of my head. I can watch you. I see what you're doing all the time." It's like that. I'm not kidding you. You have to have like set of eyes here, set of eyes there, set of eyes here on what's happening on the side.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Now, Paulette in Mexico, she's done probably like 98% of the driving, because she's a
Temporary.
right. She's on a temporary permit. I'm on a permanent visa. She's on a temporary visa. I'm on a permanent visa. But you know, she's a good driver, but a bad passenger, and I mean
I'm a bad passenger. I am, and not so good at parallel parking, but I'm getting better.
Yeah, you are getting better. In Mexico, I mean, I've seen they can parallel park and back up to a curb and be no more than like a quarter of an inch away from the curb.
It's amazing.
They are just that good at parallel parkers.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And I don't know how they get into, I'm a pretty good parallel parker, but I don't know how they get into some of the spaces.
Some of the spaces, you know, you're just in awe watching them, that they can get that car and that little of a space, and it's just
in one shot.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just, I mean, kudos to you drivers that can do that. You guys are really good at what you do. That's for darn sure.
Yeah.
So what else do we want to talk about, babe?
How's my hair? My hair's still good?
Your hair is good. He was told today that he looked younger by Karen and Jim when they saw us today, and by Wayne and Miriam.
Right. And just to be clear, no money changed hands. I didn't have to pay them to say that.
No bribery.
They willingly volunteered that on their own.
Yeah. And I'm going to take the scissors to his beard and his, I don't know, the side over here, and kind of clean it up a little bit. So
she's been talking about that for a while.
I know. I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting.
Just talk.
No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
All right. Well, if in the next video you see me with a shorter beard, you'll know why.
Because I had at it, and I did what I said I was going to do. So, if you guys have any comments, leave them below. If you guys want us to talk about a certain topic or anything, and the upcoming videos, let us know that too. And, we'll try to talk about whatever it is that maybe we haven't covered, or maybe we covered in an earlier video. We can recover it. It's not that big of a deal, because there's always new subscribers, and they usually don't watch the old videos, and the old videos, we had the old camera,
right,
and the volume was
quite honestly, the old videos were not that good.
They weren't, but you got to start somewhere, right?
We appreciate those of you that have stuck with us from the beginning, and waited through all of the videos that weren't so good. We hope we're getting better, more entertaining, better video equipment. So, I could get up and do a song and dance routine for you, but that would just end horribly, probably, for me.
Mark has 2 left feet.
2 left feet, or maybe even 3. Sometimes I wind up in positions I don't know how I got there, but I did. So,
that's it, right?
If you like what we're doing,
subscribe to our channel.
That would be fantastic if you subscribe if you like what we're doing. And
subscribe to our Facebook page,
which is called
the same, The 2 Travelers in Mexico. And we have different things on there than we do on these videos.
We talk about more day-to-day stuff in there, and other people post things in there too. We have a couple of other YouTubers that post videos in there about travel.
And then Jasmine posts the pictures daily.
Your daily dose of Mexico pictures, which is, she does a really good job on that.
Yeah, she does. I was posting rentals on there, but I don't seem to get that much interest from you guys. So I haven't been posting the rentals like I used to. I used to get more people commenting, but now I don't even get that. So I'm not posting the rental property throughout Mexico. I'm not a realtor. I just like to show you guys what's available in different areas, in Cancun or Merida, or
just different places.
Just different places in Mexico, because everybody's thinking about those that are thinking about retiring in Mexico have certain areas that they're looking at, and so I try to give a little bit of variety of different areas so people can get an idea what they can get for what price here in Mexico.
And that's really our goal, is to help people considering to move to Mexico, show them Mexico through our eyes and our experiences. Although those are going to differ from person to person, but we just try to provide, just our viewpoint of Mexico.
Because if you were to get 10 people in a room and you had one topic about Mexico, you're going to get 10 different views, most likely. Personal experience, or maybe no experience in that area of topic, or no two people, I don't think, are going to always agree 100% on their perspective of Mexico. You've got people that move out here because of cost of living, because it is cheaper to live here. Granted, that is true, but that's not why we're here.
And I've always maintained that if you're moving to Mexico just for the cost of living, you're moving here for the wrong reason.
Exactly.
Mexico is a beautiful and amazing place.
And it has so much to offer.
And we're always amazed at just the different things going on here, what we see, the architecture, the people. It's all just an amazing experience. There are some differences between Mexico and the United States. It's like if you're waiting for a delivery, as an example. That might take, a day or 2 or 3 days or whatever, or they might, show up.
Like if you're going to have a mattress delivered, for example, they'll tell you, it'll be delivered there between 9 and I don't know, 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe it doesn't come until 9.
Right.
Or maybe it just doesn't come at all.
Yeah. And so you just have to be prepared to
Yeah.
roll with that.
And patience.
Because if you don't have the patience and that kind of thing just annoys you, you can be in for a rough time here in Mexico.
Yeah.
So you just got to roll with it. And,
Yeah.
it is what it is. You're not going to change much.
You're not in Kansas anymore. You're in Mexico.
Right. That's right, Dorothy. You're not in Kansas anymore.
That's right. I mean, hell, I'm still waiting for my contractor to finish up the things when I closed escrow like May 22nd.
Yeah.
What are we at now? We're at the 28th of August.
Yeah.
And there's still stuff on the list that hasn't been done.
Yeah.
We get told, somebody says they're going to come back tomorrow. I don't know. It's been over a week. We haven't seen them. We don't know what's going on.
Or our contractor says someone is coming over tomorrow.
Nobody shows.
And no one shows up, but we wait here all day. But you know what?
We're retired. We can do that.
We're retired. We're in Mexico. It's all good.
Yeah. Except for like if there's a specific appointment or something,
Right.
then we would just leave and not worry about it if they haven't showed up.
Mm-hmm.
But, I guess you can run into that also in the United States with people doing that same sort of thing. But it can be frustrating after a while.
Mm-hmm.
It can, but you need to just kind of shake it off, get some backbone, just
take a breath.
Take a breath, or maybe take a couple of breaths, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, anyhow, but we do love Mexico. We love everything about it. Well, not everything, like certain things.
We love like 98% of it. How's that?
Right. But some things, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
But those are just little tiny things.
Yeah.
Those are just little tiny things. But our love for Mexico, we hope that we reflect that in, the videos that we do, and you can see it coming through us that we really, really feel blessed to be here and to be part of the
Oh, absolutely.
the culture here.
We do feel so blessed to be here, and the Mexican people in general are always very welcoming. We get asked a lot of times where we're from, and we'll tell them, and then they'll ask why we're here, and we tell them, well, we live here now, and then they get all excited about that.
Yeah, they do.
Like, welcome to San Luis Potosi, and that, and they're just genuinely nice people.
Yeah. I agree 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, if you guys have any comments, any suggestions about what you want us to talk about, just leave a comment below. And Mark's pretty good about reading the comments and responding to them all.
Yeah.
So, and as always, from the two travelers in Mexico.
What she did.
Bye, guys.
The hair's still good?
Your hair's still good.
Okay, just checking.